So if you've only seen the viral clips, you might think this was an absolute massacre. A lot of people are thinking that Candace Owens actually won the debates. But when you actually look at some of the arguments Andrew was making, it gets a little bit more complicated than how you would think it is.
But there is no evidence that Israel actually killed Charlie Kirk. And if Candace has some, I'd like her to actually show it to me. I'm open to suggestions, but to date, there hasn't been any. There is, however, tons of evidence that a leftist killed Charlie Kirk, just as Charlie feared they would. In fact, I don't need dreams of any kind because I hold in my possession never before seen messages from Charlie Kirk to his security team on September 9th, 2025. I'm going to share the message with you today, which is the first time this information's ever been publicly revealed. On September 9th, Charlie's security team wrote to him, yes, law enforcement has been fully supportive and agreed to a security plan and posture. Tomorrow's event will be covered by both my team and the campus PD. If additional support is required, patrol units will be available. I have 11 on site. Charlie responded with this, okay, great. Remind them that they are there for one person's security only, because I'm somewhat worried the left is trying to kill me.
Right. And I think this is where I think a lot of people saying Andrew got completely destroyed, they're being a little bit unfair. Because if you strip away whether you like Andrew Wilson or not, his question is legitimate here. If you're proposing an alternative explanation for what happened, at some point we have to ask, what evidence establishes that explanation? Is it suspicion? Because suspicion is not an evidence. But now, we're going to get into where things start going wrong.
If I may ask a question, is that permitted?
Go ahead.
Just so I also have clarity, since your basis has been evidentiary, you keep saying that you have evidence or you are following evidence. Which one of the charges against, or all of them, do you think Tyler Robinson is guilty of?
The specific charge?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I think is that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, but of the 7 charges that he's being charged.
Yeah. Can we list them real quick? I'll tell you exactly which ones. We'll pull them up.
Well, do you know any of the charges that he's up for right now?
Yeah, of course. But I want to make sure that we have them listed.
Yeah, but can you name one? Because my general perspective is that you don't actually care about this case. You're not following the case.
That's the question. You're just not following it enough.
It seems pretty, if you're going to engage and you're going to say the evidence is overwhelming that Tyler Robinson is guilty, I just think that you should, can you tell me one
Then let's do the counter. You can really, hang on, this is a great gotcha.
No. You just got to ask me, play clips out of context, put me in the hot seat. So please just answer the question.
This is fair. Name all 7 since you've been following the case.
Okay, sure. You name one.
Yeah, you named all 7.
I'm happy to do that, but can you name one?
I think he's been charged with murder.
That's actually incorrect.
Okay, great. Now name all 7.
He doesn't even, this is
name all 7.
And
Can you name all 7?
Honestly, I'm kind of embarrassed for Andrew because I do watch his podcasts, right? And I actually think he's a pretty smart guy. But I feel like it's in poor taste to be lying and pretending as if you know the charges. It's okay if you don't know the charges. You can just say, I don't know the charges.
Under no time constraint.
I got one.
Great. The second charge is the felony discharge of a weapon. The next 2 charges are for obstruction of justice.
Okay.
The next 2 charges are for witness tampering. And
what's the specific charges, though?
That is them. Obstruction of justice, of justice, witness tampering.
Okay, and there's no other specifics to them.
Well, I can tell you why he's being charged with it.
Just the charges and then 7?
Yeah, see, the bad thing is when you try to be an a-hole and it doesn't work.
What's the 7th?
It's true, because when she tried to explain how murder is not the same thing as aggravated murder, he wanted to cut her off and push her along. Now he's like, give me specifics. So what do you want, Andrew? Do you want details or do you just want them to list it out for you? That's really the question.
The last charge is violence in front of a minor.
We now return to...
Okay, got it. So then he's being charged with murder. You just say aggravated murder. That's the distinction. You just want to.
It's a massive. You cannot say murder versus aggravated
massive
murder.
Distinction.
This gets to the entire crux of why him being up for the death sentence. And I actually find the defense's filing about why this is not aggravated to be very compelling of why it's not aggravated murder. I actually think that if the state was going to even try to pull this off, they should have charged him with just murder. And then I do also, again, want to stress to audiences that that debate strategy of thinking that you have to speak faster or somebody puts your hand up and they try to pretend like it's some sport. I think he thinks it's a blood sport. It's not. It's about being right and being principled when you're engaging. And you can make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time, but at least be genuine in pretending that you care about this case enough to know one of the 7 charges that are up against Tyler Robinson when you say the evidence is overwhelming that he's guilty. If you would like to move to final statements, I'm fine. I want to make sure Andrew has had the time that he has requested.
I think your team would like to pull up the 7 charges that he just asked you about. If you guys want to pull that up just to confirm the 7 you went through. Can you guys zoom in a little bit? For
aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm, obstruction of justice.
Now it's just getting worse for Andrew.
Obstruction of justice, which is counts 3 and 4, 5 and 6, tampering with a witness, and count 7,
violent
I said offense in the presence of a
in
minor.
front of a child.
Yeah.
That's what
So
I
5, 6, tampering witness, 3rd degree felony. Now, I did notice something I just was curious about. If I'm just wondering, when you pulled out your phone just before you asked that question, did somebody by chance text you that question?
You can check my phone.
I'm just curious.
No, you can absolutely not. I have not had one communication with a single person, not even my producers who are in there this whole time we were here. You want to check my phone? I'm happy to do it because you're just going to get double embarrassed. Where's my phone?
You want to see it?
I'm just
can.
curious. Yeah.
You can literally do that. Here you go. PBD, you're the moderator.
Okay.
Take it.
Let's see
See
it.
if anyone was texted at all during this debate
All right.
about the violent charges or anything.
I'm looking through this. You give me permission.
You
I'm
have
looking
full
at, I'm not gonna
permission to
give
go
names.
through my phone. I don't need to
So
cheat.
the last one has nothing to do with it. It's just a compliment.
I haven't even read my text messages.
That's
so
a compliment.
He's reading them.
You're okay. You're giving me permission.
Yes.
I'm just going to read 3 of them
Yes.
to 1132 because after that, I don't need to read it.
And you know their texts. Could have been Telegram. Could have been something.
All
like
I
that.
have is signal. You can.
All right. That's kind of pathetic to be like, how do you know it's text? Like, like we're not children here. Like, just take your L, right? You cannot do that, to be honest, right? You cannot spend the debates questioning somebody else's preparation, which is what he was doing, and then not know one of the most basic pieces of information about the case you're debating after paying $300,000 to debate said case. Especially when you're debating Candace Owens. She literally has lived and breathed this case for like months now. Whether you agree with Candace or not, this woman understands television, right? You can see how she's so calm under pressure, and you can see Andrew, he has his leg shaking the whole time. He's obviously more tense than Candace. He's not as experienced as her in this kind of setting, in my opinion, of course. But now, like, why exactly was this so bad for Andrew? Right? Because actually, if you actually paid attention to the debate, you will notice that Candace actually doesn't have any evidence to prove that Tyler didn't do it. Right? She has no evidence. What she has is just questions and holes at the prosecutor's case. That's what she has, but no real evidence to actually back up her own claims. This is what makes this worse, is that it wasn't merely that Andrew didn't know. Everyone has brain freezes. Like, heck, I bet you that most of us don't know the 7 charges. So then again, we're not on TV debating Candace Owens about it, right? He could have simply just said, you know what? I don't remember every charge off the top of my head. Please go ahead. So this is where I really want us to talk here, because my question for you guys in the chat is, can you win an argument but lose the debate?